Hey guys, welcome back to the basement. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out a custom run exclusive from METCA. This is the Pacemaker Camelback from Lionel, and I believe this is one of the first ones that have been delivered. And so we're going to check it out right here on Chris's Strange and Things. All right, so the Camelbacks were released in one of the more recent catalogs, and we are here in the end of August of 2023, and here they are. So let's go ahead and we can check out some of the catalog pictures here so you can see some of the great Camelbacks that were announced. Now, this one you won't notice in the catalog. Now, there are some great ones in that catalog, including an Erie with Russian iron boiler, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that color looks like because I have the Russian iron Decapod, the Erie Decapod on order. So hoping that they hit that color just like they did for the NLOE custom run, which we can check out a picture of here from my buddy RJ's layout. Really nice. Now, there's also the Atlantic City version. We'll have a video of that one soon. My buddy Chris is getting it, and he said he'd loan it over to us to check out on the channel. I'm looking forward to that. But this one is a custom run. Custom runs are limited production runs that are done by hobby shops or clubs. In this case, METCA, so the metropolitan area TCA club. So like there's a Keystone division, the Eastern division, and then METCA is another division of the TCA. And Stu Rankin's one of their custom run car guys, and he came up with this awesome idea to do a pacemaker scheme that goes right along with the Mohawk pacemaker that Lionel did and cataloged. And then MTH just did a Hudson pacemaker as well. It seems to be the hot item on the market recently. And I'll tell you what, they knocked this one out of the park. This is the third pacemaker model that I've had on my layout. I own the Mohawk. Oh, we had the Hudson here from Train World. And now we've got the pacemaker Mohawk, or pacemaker Camelback here with us. This does have whistle steam. It has legacy and all those great features, and it can run on the smallest of layouts. Let's go ahead and dive in and check out some of the fine details, and then we're going to run it around the layout here.
So this one was from the 2023 Big Book. So it's been a long time since Lionel's delivering steam locomotive models in the same year of a catalog, and especially doing it in under 9 months. So pretty awesome that we see these things here now. Now, again, like I said, this is a custom run from METCA, so you're not going to see this in the catalog, but in the catalog, they did do a Lackawanna, an Erie, a Pennsylvania, an Atlantic City Railroad, and a Lehigh and New England as well. So a couple of different options. Now, there's also a set that they did, which I believe was Lehigh Valley, which is a little bit further back in the catalog. So we'll pull that page up here. So you'll see this Lehigh Valley. It's got white walls, and then it's got 3 coal cars, a box car, and then a bobber caboose, which is pretty cool to see. Further back in the catalog, there's also a Fezziwig Railroad Camelback. So in the Christmas section of the catalog, you'd be able to find that. Now, these are small, 17.5 inches in length. They do run on 031 curves. So that, like I said, one of the nice things about these models are you get lots of legacy features in a really compact engine, which has some really cool detailing on it, and it can run on the smallest of layouts. Now, what's the deal with the Camelback? And we've kind of covered this before in previous videos, but they're kind of obviously an interesting looking locomotive because you've got a dual, the smoke box is a big Wooten smoke box in the back. You'll see it's really wide there towards where like you traditionally see a cab. And there's 2 ways that there's 2 holes really, access doors, where coal can be thrown into that smoke box. Because it's so large, they want to make sure that they can spread that coal out. Now, these Wooten fireboxes were built to burn anthracite coal. So we really saw these around like the Reading, southeastern Pennsylvania as well. So that's why we have the Pennsylvania, we've got Atlantic City Railway, and so on and so forth. Now, they are super dangerous, and they did last through most of the steam era, but obviously you've got the engineer is going to be right above all that drive gear. And so if something broke in those drive gear as they're going at speed, that drive gear is probably going right up underneath that sheet metal into that cab and killing the crew. So not ideal. The also thing that's interesting about these is the communication from the cab back to the fireman who's back there shoveling coal into that smoke box. You know, they're just yelling back and forth. There's a little walkway area that they could kind of jump up and walk back there, but really would make it a lot more difficult to be communicating with the rest of your crew. And then obviously the boiler goes right between the one side of the cab and the other, so you'd be yelling up over the top to try to talk to the person on the other side of the cab. So a really interesting design, and we've seen these. This is obviously a 460 wheel arrangement Camelback. So there's different variations of these, and then obviously we have the Erie Angus, which is the articulated Camelback, which is pretty neat as well. But these are really unique engines and can run on some pretty fantastic layouts, big layouts, small layouts, whatever you've got. And so Lionel did I think it was a smart move to recatalog these, and at a price point of $699.99, you know, you can get this for closer to probably under $650 at a pre-order price or through a Lionel dealer. Usually you get about 10% off with that pricing. So you get these for under $700, which is still expensive, but with all legacy features, not
now, as
too
I mentioned,
bad.
this does feature legacy. So on the inside, we've got a legacy board, we've got fan-driven smoke unit and whistle steam. They're going to be running from the exact same smoke unit. So you just fill that right from the stack. We're going to have some add-on detailing. You've got a swinging bell. You've got a bell add-on detail. You've got a whistle detailing. You're going to have coupler cut bars. You have some add-on hand railing and so on and so forth, and some piping on the roof of the locomotive as well. Now, this does have a wireless drawbar on a small locomotive. So you're going to have pickup rollers on the tender and on the locomotive, but you want to make sure you've got strong electrical continuity on your layout so you don't drop any sounds or the engine stops running because it hits a dead spot in the track. There's an electrocoupler on the rear of the locomotive and a dummy scale coupler on the front. You could always swap that out with a dummy O-gauge coupler, but no electrocoupler on the front of this locomotive. All lighting on this is LED, so it's going to pull the lowest amount of amps and volts from your transformer, which is always convenient.
My one gripe on these is that there's no drop plate between the engine and the tender, and that looks kind of silly when you've got a really small platform there for someone to be shoveling coal into the firebox. So that's kind of a point of contention that I have. But other than that, they are great. They do smoke like crazy, and the whistle steam is really, really neat. So we'll go ahead and run this thing, and when we do, we'll go through some of the different whistles that it has, because it does feature 5 different whistles as well. So thanks for watching this one.
right, guys, so that wraps this one up. So really good price point for a small legacy locomotive. You've got all those great features, Bluetooth. You can use the app if you can run it conventionally if you want to. It's got whistle steam, and it pumps out a ton of smoke. I've got the root beer flavored or root beer scented Mega Steam in here right now in my basement. It smells like a soda shop just full of root beer. So it's a really cool locomotive. I love it. This is the second Camelback I've actually had in my layout. I had the old PRR one, which was a custom run from Mr. Muffins a few years ago in their latest release, with the last release. And I'm fortunate to have this one here for now. And maybe it'll stay because it looks really good with these Pacemaker cars behind it. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.